Here are some fun facts you probably haven't heard. Who pops into your head when you think of someone special? For most of us, it's our partner, our mom or dad, maybe a sibling. But what if I told you that it could actually be someone else entirely? Researchers at the University of California conducted an experiment in which they scanned the brains of 297 people while they thought of a close relative. And when they analyzed the scans, they noticed something strange. Almost half of the participants had the same person pop into their head, a stranger. They then repeated the experiment with other groups of people, and the results were always the same. So why does this happen? Well, researchers believe that there's a default setting in our brains that kicks in when we try to think of a loved one. It's almost like an automatic response that tells us to think of a random stranger instead. So what's going on here? Well, it could be that our brains are trying to protect us from getting too emotional when we think of a loved one. After all, thinking of a stranger is a lot less likely to make us cry or get angry. Or it could be that our brains are just playing tricks on us, trying to keep us on our toes. Either way, it's definitely a fascinating phenomenon that's worth paying attention to. So next time you're thinking of a loved one, just be prepared for anything. Ever tried smiling while breathing? Go on, give it a shot. We bet you can't pull it off. This brain teaser has been around for centuries, but it's still one of our favorites. So why is it so hard to do? Well, it's because your brain needs to coordinate the actions of two different systems in order to pull it off. First, you need to engage the motor system that controls your facial muscles. This is the system that allows you to control your expressions. Then you need to engage the respiratory system that controls your breathing. These two systems work together to allow you to do things like talk, eat, and, well, breathe. But they don't always work in harmony. Sometimes when you're talking, for example, you might take a deep breath that interrupts your flow. That's because your respiratory system kicked in without your motor system's help. So it's a delicate balancing act that requires a lot of coordination, and it seems like most of us just can't quite pull it off. But don't worry. It doesn't mean you're not well coordinated. It's just a quirk of human physiology. Which is heavier, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks? Now, before you say feathers, remember that both options weigh exactly the same. This question is designed to trick you by making you think about the physical properties of the objects rather than their actual weight. But here's the real kicker. There's no such thing as a pound of anything. Weight is a measurement, not a unit. So technically, you can't compare the weight of two things unless they are measured in the same units. But we know what you're thinking. Common sense. But this question is all about messing with your brain. It makes you think you're being logical. But really, you're just getting played. Stay tuned and subscribe for more videos like these.